Okay, let's take a look at getting the original f of x and finding c when you're given the derivative of a function. So if we look at this, we're given the derivative here, and then we're given a point so that we can find c and write our original f of x. So the first thing we need to do here is when given the derivative, we need to take the integral to get back to the original. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We got negative 12x squared plus 6x minus 5 dx. Remember, the dx is going to go away when we integrate, so let's take the integral. And if we do that, we get, so let's put it below here. If we do that, we're going to get negative 12 divided by 3 because we add 1 to this exponent, plus 6 divided by 2 because we're adding 1 to this exponent. And then the 5 gets an x, and then we're going to have plus c. Okay, so c is what we're going to find, so we're going to write that here. Now remember, let's just write y because f of x is the same as just saying y. And now let's simplify it a little bit. We get negative 4x cubed plus 3x squared minus 5x plus that c that we're trying to find. Okay, so we got our c that we're trying to find, and now we're going to input our given point, which is x comma y, negative 2 comma 8. So for y, we're going to input 8, so we have that. And then we have negative 4 times negative 2 cubed. Remember, always do the cubed first. And then we have 3 times negative 2 squared. So let's just write this out, and then we'll be able to input, simplify, and solve for c. So we got 8 is equal to, if we look at this, right, we got negative 2 cubed is going to be negative 8 times negative 4 is positive 32. Here, the negative 2 squared becomes 4 times 3. It's going to be positive 12. And then here we have plus 10 here, and that is going to give us plus c. So now we got to solve for c. Okay, so do a little combining here. We got 8 equals 32 plus 12 is 44 plus 10 again is 54 plus that c that we're looking for. Okay, so now we're going to subtract 54 from both sides. Oops, go back one second. Subtract 54 from both sides, and we're going to get negative 46 is equal to the c that we were trying to find. Okay, so final step, right? We just take our function here, and now we're going to write it as f of x, so we can write our final answer. We have negative 4x cubed plus 3x squared minus 5x minus 46, right? It would be plus, but plus and negative is the same as just subtracting. Okay, and now we're done. We have our function, we've found c, and we've completed this problem. Okay, let's look at one more here. So we're going to look at one more that takes it one more level, right? So if you notice here, it says find f of x if given f double prime of x, meaning the second derivative. And then we have two systems of coordinate points to help us find c twice. So remember, this is just x and y. That's in our first derivative. And then this is just x and y in our original. Okay? So what we're going to do now is, well, we got to work backwards, right? So let's start by taking the integral of 24x squared minus 12x. And let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to have f prime of x, right, is going to equal 24 divided by 3x squared minus 12 over 2x. Well, sorry, this is x cubed right here, right? So x cubed, that's why we're dividing by 3. And then negative 12 over 2x squared. And that's plus c that we're going to find here. Okay, so let's rewrite this so we can input our x and y. We're going to have y equals 8x cubed minus 6x squared plus c. Okay, so now we got 2 is our x value and y is our or sorry, 5 is our y value, so let's go ahead and do that. So we got 8 times 2 cubed minus 6 times 2 squared plus the c that we're trying to find. Okay, so now we got to take a look at this. Well, we got 5 equals 8 times 2 cubed is 8 times 8 is 64, minus 6 times 2 squared, which is 6 times 4 is 24, plus c. All right, well, that now is going to say 5 equals 40 plus c. And so now we know that c, what I was trying to find, equals negative 35, right? We just subtracted 40 from both sides. Now I can rewrite my first derivative as f prime of x, 8x cubed minus 6x squared minus 35, right? Okay, now we got to do this one more time, right? Because we got to get back to, we're trying to find that original f of x. So we're going to take the integral one more time, 8x cubed minus 6x squared. Well, this time we're taking the integral of the first derivative, right? dx. Okay, so now we're going to get back to our original f of x. We're going to have 8 divided by 4, x to the 4th. Remember, we're adding 1 here. Add 1 again here, and that means we divide by that same number, which is 3. And 35 gets an x. And then plus c that we got to find in our original. Okay, so let's simplify this. We'll rewrite it as y and x so we can get our final answer. And then we got this plus c. So now input -1 for x and 6 for y. So let's go ahead and do that. So we got 6 times 2 times -1 to the 4th. -1 cubed here minus 35 times -1 plus c. Okay, keep doing a little simplifying here. -1 to the 4th power is just +1, so that's just 2. These two negatives are going to cancel each other out, but we got 2 plus 2. And these two negatives also cancel each other out, so we got 35 here plus c. A little more combining here, and we are done. So we got 6 equals 39 plus c. And if we move the 39 over, we subtract 39 here, we get that c. Just go back 1 second. We get that c equals -33. Okay, so the final step here, just write your final answer, because now we have our original f of x, right? So if we go back, kind of here's the best, right, because we're already simplified. We're going to go ahead and say, okay, so f of x then equals 2x to the 4th minus 2x cubed minus 35x minus 33. And now we have our final answer here. Oops. We have our final answer here, which is -35x minus 33.